Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we are diving into something massive, how the very way we find information online is changing right under our feet. For years, the rules were pretty simple, right? But what's happening now is a huge, ground-shaking shift, and it really all starts with a feeling.
Yeah, that feeling. Existential dread. If you've ever felt that little bit of anxiety, that sense that the good old reliable ways of finding things online are, well, breaking, you are definitely not alone. That feeling is exactly what we're going to unpack today.
So, to really get what's happening, let's think of the internet as this giant kingdom. And for more than 20 years, that kingdom has had one single, undisputed ruler, one main gatekeeper to all knowledge, Google. But today, the king is under siege.
Now, don't get me wrong, the king's rule is still vast. I mean, over 81% of the market is nothing to sneeze at. But look closely. You can see the cracks starting to form. That slow, steady decline into 2025, it's not a collapse, not yet, but it's absolutely the first tremor of a much bigger earthquake to come.
So, what's causing these cracks in the castle walls? Well, the first major challengers aren't what you'd expect. They're not other search engines. They're these two massive forces that have completely rewritten the laws of the kingdom: mobile and social media.
Let this number just sink in for a second. 63%. That is how much of all website traffic now comes from the little device in your pocket. The kingdom is no longer a desktop-first world. It's officially a mobile world. And that changes, well, everything.
And this takeover? It happened incredibly fast. I mean, look at 2011, just a tiny little sliver of traffic. Today, it's the undeniable, overwhelming majority. This isn't just a small trend, it's a complete flip-flop of how we connect to our digital lives.
And then there's the second big shift, our social feeds. Platforms like TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, they've completely evolved. They're not just for seeing your cousin's vacation photos anymore. They've become our new town squares, the main place we get news, find entertainment, and discover new stuff to buy, often without ever touching a traditional search bar.
And the scale of these new gatekeepers it's staggering. We're talking billions, with a B, of people using these platforms every single month. When you have populations that large, the algorithms curating what you see hold an unbelievable amount of power over the information we get.
But here's the thing. Mobile and social, as big as they are, were just the opening acts. The main event, the truly revolutionary force that's changing the very nature of search itself, that's artificial intelligence.
This right here is the absolute key to understanding everything. For 2 decades, search engines were link portals. You ask a question, you get a list of links. You do the work. But AI is transforming them into answer engines. They do the work for you, synthesizing all the information from those links to give you one direct answer.
And this whole answer engine idea, it works because of a concept called a zero-click search. It's pretty much exactly what it sounds like. You get your answer right there on the results page, and you never even have to click on a single website.
And is this a big deal? You bet it is. An incredible 63% of all searches now end without a single click. Think about that. Because of mobile and AI, we're getting what we need and we're just done. We never even leave the search page. This isn't the future. This is the reality right now.
You can really see this journey playing out. We started with traditional search, where we had to dig for the info. Right now, we're in the age of synthesized answers, where AI finds it for us. But the next step is even wilder: autonomous agents. That's where AI will find the info, put it all together, and then act on it for you.
But, okay, a revolution like this isn't just about cool new tech. It has huge, profound consequences for the entire information economy and for all of us, the citizens of this digital kingdom.
So let's talk money. Here's the direct economic threat. The whole online ad model was built on clicks. But AI overviews are changing that. Some research shows that click-through rates on paid ads can absolutely plummet. We're talking cut by more than half. And fewer clicks? That means a lot less money for the people actually creating the content on the internet.
And if you thought that last number was a bit scary, this one is just staggering. AI chatbots can drive 96% less traffic to websites compared to a normal search. It's basically a traffic killer, and that is a direct, existential threat to publishers, businesses, and creators who need that traffic to survive. And this brings us to what you could call the creator's paradox. See, these amazing AI models, they're trained on the gigantic library of human knowledge we've all put on the internet. They need our high-quality content to work. But the zero-click world they're building makes it way harder for the people who create that content to actually make a living, which threatens the very ecosystem that the AI feeds on. It's a real problem.
And beyond the money, the risks to society are pretty profound, too. AI could lock us into even tighter filter bubbles. It could amplify the biases that already exist in our world. There's also this risk of cognitive offloading. Are we just outsourcing our ability to think critically? And maybe the biggest one of all. In a world full of AI-generated content, how do we stop the complete erosion of trust?
So, after all that, is the king dead? Is Google just irrelevant now? Well, not exactly. The old ruler isn't giving up the throne. It's being forced to build a totally new kind of kingdom.
Yeah, the king isn't becoming irrelevant, it's just being forced to evolve. Its job is shifting from being a simple gatekeeper of links to becoming an intelligent orchestrator. Think of it less like a librarian pointing you to the right aisle and more like a conductor that brings all the instruments together to play you the perfect symphony of information.
So this is the new landscape we are all living in right now. It's a hybrid world, a mix of old-school search and new AI answers. It's multi-platform, with us finding stuff everywhere from TikTok to our smart speakers. And the one thing powering it all, it's all driven by AI, with personalization and synthesis right at the very core.
Which leaves us with one final, and I think really important question. As we move deeper into this new world of intelligent orchestrators and AI agents, where does the real power actually lie? Is it with the company that builds the engine? Is it with the AI agent that does the task? Or is it, at the end of the day, still with us, the user? That's definitely something to think about. Thanks so much for joining me.